After many years experience with traveling and living abroad, I have made quite a few mistakes that I want to make sure you do not make. You might have seen my other video on travel mistakes not to make. Well, here is another one. Welcome to Wandersilly. This is 10 travel mistakes not to make. Quick thing before we start, if you're new here, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more travel motivation, inspiration and information. Traveling in high season. You shouldn't think that you'll be the only one traveling in peak season. You're bound to be stuck in long queues and huge crowds. It will be more expensive and you'll probably feel like a small person in a very busy area. We've all seen pictures of a popular beach on a very busy day. You literally have to put your towel nearly on top of the person beside you. You can avoid this by obviously not going in the high season. Try to visit places that aren't that popular, or you can try to go to a summer destination in the winter and a winter destination in the summer. Booking separate flights. Oh, it's tempting, especially if the tickets are cheap. I am mentioning this in my video on how to get cheap flight tickets, but expecting it to work your way every time is a mistake. Let's say you're going from London to Japan with a stopover in Turkey. All you have to do when you arrive in Turkey is to follow the signs connecting flights. The airline will make sure that your luggage gets to where it needs to be, and if your first flight has a delay, they will sort it all out for you so you arrive at your destination. However, if you book them separate, you'll have to sort it all out yourself. When you arrive in Turkey, you'll have to go through baggage claim, check-in, security and all that again. And you can potentially miss your next flight if it takes too long. It isn't very smart, but sometimes we let ourselves be tempted. Worst case scenario, if you don't reach your next flight, you'll have to buy new tickets. You won't get a refund. Having a plan for data and Wi-Fi. It's a mistake expecting that data and Wi-Fi will work everywhere all around the world. Some accommodations don't have available or free Wi-Fi. And in some countries, there might not be a good signal, or using roaming can potentially empty your bank. Don't expect it to be easy. Do your research and maybe buy an overseas package with data from your mobile company in your home country, or maybe you can buy a cheap SIM card at your destination with included data. Another tip is to always choose a restaurant with free available Wi-Fi. Drinking out, it's a budget killer. I'm not saying you shouldn't go out and have fun. Drinking is a huge part of backpacking in certain countries and areas, but just keep in mind that buying all your drinks in a restaurant or a bar or a pub is going to be way more expensive than maybe buying your drinks before you're going out. Stay in your hostel a little bit longer and have your drinks there before you go out. Carrying a large amount of money. It is very normal to pay with cash when traveling abroad. You just never know how cities, countries and shops deal with payments with cards. In some places, paying with cash might be the only option. So be prepared to carry cash. You just shouldn't carry that much of it. It is better to withdraw money more times but less of it, instead of a few times but more of it. If someone sees that you're carrying a huge amount of cash, you can potentially put yourself in unnecessary dangerous situations. Unrealistic expectations. It is a mistake having unrealistic expectations, both of your destination and yourself. Thinking that you can do a hike even though it is way heavier than anything else you've done previously is a mistake. I'm talking from experience. I tried to hike a volcano in Bali without having the proper training before, and I was about to faint multiple times. I won't recommend that. So make sure you don't put yourself in uncomfortable and risky situations. You don't want to push yourself if it's not something that you're used to. And while we're talking about unrealistic expectations, think about social media versus real life. Social media is often portraying a fake version of, for example, a destination. So don't always expect a destination to look like it does on social media. Short connection flight. Another flight mistake. Might be tempting because the tickets are cheaper, but is it worth it? As I mentioned earlier in this video, if something happens to the first flight, you risk losing your next flight. A key rule to go by is to don't buy connections that are shorter than 2 hours. I have had to buy tickets myself standing at the airport because I missed my next flight. You would think that buying plane tickets last minute is cheaper, but actually it's way more expensive because the airlines know that you are desperate. So to save yourself from possibly having a delay and having to spend a huge amount of money, don't book flights with a short connection. Not choosing your travel companion wisely. I have traveled solo, as a couple, with friends, family and groups. I have tried them all, and they all come with their pros and cons. So never underestimate how the people you're traveling with is going to influence your journey and how you will experience your trip. Just because you get along with someone nicely in your day-to-day life doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good fit for traveling together. Always talk about expectations and money before you go. In that way, you will hopefully be able to handle uncomfortable situations if they occur. other. Not giving yourself me time. When traveling with others, make sure to give yourself some me time, whether it is relaxing alone in your hotel room, at the beach, or exploring something on your own. Don't feel bad for not wanting to spend every single moment with everyone else. Chances are they are also in need of some me time. So try not focusing on having to please everyone else all the time, but try to focus on yourself. Put yourself first a little bit more. Not leaving room for socializing. Socializing and making friends is a big part of traveling. In my last video on travel mistakes, I talked about overscheduling and not having time to be spontaneous. If you overschedule and not make time to socialize, make friends, talk to people, and maybe join them if they invite you to something, it's going to make traveling a hassle. Don't rush and don't have things planned for every moment of every day. Trust me, I have tried that and I have never felt as lonely as I did then. I had so much planned and so much to do, I didn't have time to talk to people. It went days without me talking to anyone. It was not really that good. So there you have it. I hope this video will help you not make the same travel mistakes as I have done. If you have any other travel mistakes that I didn't mention, please leave a comment below. Thank you very much for supporting my channel by watching this video. Feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more travel motivation, inspiration and information. If you want to watch shorter videos from me, head over to my TikTok or Instagram. If you want to stay on my channel a little longer, you can watch some of my other videos popping up on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you around. Bye bye!